And this broadcast brought to you by 106th Street Tire and Wheels. Get your automotive stuff done at 106th Street Tire and Wheels, Northern Boulevard, Corona, New York, 11368. What is going on, my true to New York sports people? We are live once again with Boogie Hollis, Steele, and Chet Master Chet. What's going on, fellas? I'm sorry I missed last week. I purposely didn't come on the show because I wanted to not jinx the Yankees. And they lose anyway. They lost it. I'm out of the mush. I didn't even do anything. I didn't come in. I didn't get predictions. I wanted the Yankees to win.
Well, I mean, it didn't work, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you know.
So I was wondering why you're wearing an LA Dodge hat all of a sudden.
Oh, well, I wonder why. Well, maybe because of the two worst teams that I absolutely despise are now in the ALCS, and any team that is in the NL now, I want to win.
Yo, Lonnie said, "Get that Dodgers hat off your head."
Yeah, she's a huge Giants fan. And
What's up, Flex?
I can't. I want the Dodgers to win. I think they have a great team. I love their team, and I like Max Scherzer a lot, and I like Cody Bellinger a lot, and he's not playing as much because he sucks.
We're going to talk about baseball later. We're going to talk about baseball later. Right now, we got a lot of pressing things today, and we got to jam all this information in an hour. So let's start off.
I'm pumped up.
Let's start off with football then, since you're so pumped up. Who? You know what, Lou? You start us off. You're a Giants fan. Because, see, I know we got Jets fans here. You know what I'm saying? We'll discuss them. Lou, please carry us into this Giant game against the Cowboys, the team that we hate the most.
Right.
Lou, please.
Please. Giants coming to this game 1-3 against the 3-1 Dallas Cowboys. I actually like the spread at only 7 points with Saquon and obviously Daniel Jones. But you know what? We don't have Slayton. We don't have Sterling Shepard. All right, no problem. You know what? I knew that Tony was going to do something well today. I thought he was going to play a bigger part. And then what happens? Daniel Jones gets hurt. Saquon Barkley gets hurt. Tony throws a punch and gets suspended. And on top of that, the Dallas Cowboys beat us 44-20. And
it got ugly late too.
It got like really ugly late. And as a Giants fan, watching that whole game, I was embarrassed to be a Giants fan.
I wasn't embarrassed. I was depressed.
That too. I was both.
I'm angry.
Because I'm like, how is this all happening against the Cowboys out of all teams, man?
Yeah.
Like I said,
and stupid injuries. Oh my God.
Like I told you last week, guys. I said what Dallas is going to do is they're going to run the ball down our throats, which they did. You couldn't stop Elliott. Okay, Prescott wasn't that impressive in my book, but they ran the ball down their throats. And of course, our quarterback, who wants to be a stupid mental midget in my book.
All right.
Why do you sit there?
Before you get that to that, remember we're gonna show it.
Please show it.
Hold your horses.
And I'll really rant.
Yeah. First off, let's take a look at the freakish accidents that the Giants had to go through Sunday. This is the first one. This is Saquon Barkley.
Different offensive line combinations for the Giants in front of Jones, who throws high.
Look at this guy.
Reach of Saquon Barkley.
This is not even in the play.
Play that he was for. It wasn't even on a play that it was designed for him. He just wasn't looking.
He starts to get rolling with a big game last week at New Orleans.
He tried to tough it out.
He goes.
But once they took that shoe off and they saw how big that ankle was.
Devontae Booker, who had one carry, but had one carry on Sunday against the Saints. A big carry on that.
Real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
freakish accidents against the Cowboys. Look at this.
Happened. Oh, he
wasn't even looking.
The left foot of Jordan Lewis. Wow.
And that was a ball that it should have been.
Yeah.
First of all, hold on 1 second though. Before y'all Giants fans jump off the bridge, right?
Bro, how can we not?
Before y'all jump off the bridge, whether y'all got the injuries or not, the Cowboys was going to win that game. So let's just get that out and open.
Okay, so now.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, now win that game on the open.
This is what happens when we have Jets fans trying to talk winning football because he has zero clue what winning football is. How in the world could he possibly say that there was no way the Giants was going to win when it was a close game the entire time until we started having injuries on injuries? We started the game without our top 2 wide receivers, right? We're in the game. The defense actually looked a little decent. And we had
Barkley early.
Barkley was running and Tony was doing his thing. How is this man going to sit here and say that we had no shot at winning before the injuries? You know what? He's on timeout right now.
Yeah.
That right there, that fried me. That fried me worse than the injury.
Now show me
worse than Daniel Jones doing stupidity.
Show me that one.
Like, look,
I will comment there.
How far did they drive?
So the
Giants 70, 80 yards down the field.
They're
walking down the field.
78 yards down the field. Down the field, and they decided to do 3 running plays on the 2. Show that.
What the F were they thinking?
Running plays, that's his 3rd down, right?
This is 3rd down right now. They do 2 running plays with Boogie.
Yeah.
And this is what Daniel Jones decided to do.
Please.
Here is Jones going to take it, and
now right here, it don't look as bad, right?
Right.
The dude's not even.
Wait till he gets up.
Look at this.
Cox
look at his mouth. He got his brains. Look, his brains is arriving out of his mouth.
Keep going, Boogie. Shut up. Go a little more. Go a little more with it. And you'll see.
Watch.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see. Look what he's doing.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Now look.
What is he doing right here?
What is he doing lowering his head?
Why are you leaning?
Lowering your damn head. Why? You have no shot of scoring.
Helmet, bro.
Yeah, you got no shot of scoring with 2 guys there. Just fucking go down, take the points, and get off the field.
What is that?
Well, now with the
and it's his own fault.
Know where he was after that.
By the way, you
should back in him.
Everybody should just mute it because I can't stand Buck and Aikman. So that's a different story in itself.
Back in here.
No, you know what, Jerome? He shouldn't have even slipped because that play shouldn't have even happened.
Exactly.
That play should not have even happened. They drove down the field 78 yards passing, and then they decided to do 3 running plays. Sorry, Steele. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steele. What do you want to say?
If you say something dumb again, you're going to be on time.
I want to know something, Giants fans. Have the Giants not been running that play all season long? When it was working, y'all were, what a great play by Daniel Jones. Now he made a mistake and led with his head, and all of a sudden, it was a bonehead play. Get out of here with that nonsense.
It was a bonehead play. You know you're not scoring. Go down.
No way.
Right, you're not making that. Go down.
You're not making that. Go down. Throw the ball out of the end zone.
Listen, football players know, and Boogie, please co-sign this. When you got that end zone in your sights, I don't care if you're a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, whatever you are looking to score. So don't tell me he should have slid. Nobody slides at the 1 yard line.
He had no chance of scoring.
Bro.
Nobody slides.
He saw that defender and decided to lean with his
head.
Yo,
man, come on.
Still.
He's been doing that all season.
Bruh.
He's been so Boogie, you'll tell me he hasn't been doing that all season?
Not leaning with his helmet like that. No.
Not like that.
He's been doing the same thing all season.
The problem with Daniel Jones.
Paul, you're correct. I know you're a Cowboys fan, and I know you're completely elated on what happened to us, but you're right. You're absolutely. I can't even argue with you. There's no way that play should have been called because we had no Saquon. We got Booker, who I don't even know where we even got this guy from. You know what I'm saying?
Oakley played Oakland last year,
bro.
And before that, the Broncos.
We're trying to get back into the game because the game was reachable. It's at that point still, right? And we go 3 run plays and get stopped at the goal line. And our 3rd down, we decide to use Daniel Jones on a bootleg. The bootleg happens if you're fooling the defense. You're not fooling the defense. All you did was run down there. Now, if you fake bootleg and threw something to like even Evan Ingram, even though he's not the sure-handed tight end that we need, but at least if you did something like that, I would say, you know what, you gave it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, but that right there, that was a stupid play. That play is as stupid as when you're 3rd and long and you go for a draw play. Come on.
Everybody thinks that's 9 times out of 10 you get that goal.
Let me ask you a question. So that on Garrett, because I was watching sports all week. Is that Garrett or Jones? Who's that on?
That's Garrett.
That's
Garrett play.
That's a play call. Garrett called that play.
Garrett called that play.
Called that play, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Daniel Jones is not Joe Montana where he's shaking off the play and he's gonna call his
He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not Kyler Murray.
Coach's play right there. You know what I'm saying? There was no audibles right there. He hiked the football ASAP. Like that was the play.
Time out 1 second. Turn Paul's mic off. Talking about go Cowboys. Get out,
he's a Cowboys fan. And,
I don't
and you
care
know what?
He is.
And he's a real Cowboys fan because the dude always talks Cowboys, whatever.
Yeah,
just true and believe, if the Giants had won that game, I probably would have had Paul join the show today so that we can roast him. But now he got free reign to say whatever he wants because they won. But guess what? Hopefully, I don't know when we play Dallas again, but hopefully we got a full team, and this time we.
And that's what changed the whole game right there.
Well, hold on. I think didn't Chet said he had a rant or something he wanted to get off his chest?
Oh, I saw the rant. Like I said, that is a stupid play call to start with. You don't run that play like Blue said. You're walking down the field, okay, with passing. You play the one thing NFL can't stop. It's simple. Play action. Get the tight end in the flat. Touchdown. You know what times I see that it's done?
Your tight end can't catch.
Don't matter who tight end is. It don't matter.
He can't catch.
Evan Ingram had 3 catches on Sunday.
And he had a really good catch. Like remember when Daniel Jones
the one hand on the outside.
That is the most idiotic play call I can see. You're not Lamar Jackson. You're not Kyler Murray. You're not these guys who have speed quarterbacks that run all day. He doesn't have the speed to do it.
Daniel Jones has been playing amazing football. So I'm not going to say kill him, but I think that play call was horrible.
Play call, I'll tell you right now, that play call just buried Joe Judge. He's gone within 2 weeks.
I'm not going to lie to you. What, Glennon? That's how
Mike Glennon.
Glennon wasn't that bad.
He didn't play that bad. And what I do like about Glennon is he was trying to air it out. I said, okay. This is what's going to be. He's not mobile. He's not mobile.
Right,
so
right.
He does not have the threat of being a running quarterback. Obviously, he hasn't had a starting job like that. So obviously, he's already proven not to be good enough to be a starting quarterback in this league.
Right.
But hopefully, Daniel Jones is only out a week or two, and
and of course, they picked the worst week for you to get hurt because look at they're playing this week.
That's what I'm saying.
Good night.
Good night.
I picture the Rams having the ball on offense a good 3/4 of the game.
I see Stafford throwing for 303 touchdowns, and Henderson probably running for about $150.
That's what I think too. That's what I think too.
The local Jet fan has a question.
Yes,
go ahead,
bro. Don't say that, Paul. Look what Paul said. Let me show it out there.
They're not.
Fire Judge and promote Garrett.
Well, I agree with the first point.
He wants that because he knows how bad Garrett is.
I don't think they're going to get rid of him. I don't think they're going to get rid of Joe Judge.
Hold on.
They have no choice, bro.
Can we all collectively roll our eyes at the same time?
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That was for you, Paul.
Come on, man. I mean,
that's for you, Paul.
Get out of here. This is my question. This is my question for the Giants. Like, if Daniel Jones, first of all, I think Daniel Jones had a partial concussion already because I didn't think he got hit that hard for him to be that woozy on his feet. The hit didn't look that intense.
What? Helmets.
Hold on. Let me finish my point.
He had his brain arriving.
And they got driven into the ground.
Listen, Boog, that's my point. I think he was pre-concussed already. I think the hit that's intensified whatever he had going on because he was legitimately out on his feet. Like he got hit by like in a boxing match.
He got hit hard and they got stabbed out to the turf.
So you say he looked like Wilder on Saturday?
Yes, he did. So I personally think Daniel Jones will be out at least 4 weeks. I think he's gonna be out a little while.
So basically, according to your I mean, how many years did you have your doctrine? Your 10, doctrine? Because apparently everybody's out 4 weeks according to you. Everybody. Yo, he has a hangnail. He's out 4 weeks.
Listen,
everybody's out 7. Hello.
Okay. He's gonna be out 1 week tops. 1 week tops.
Yeah, what's your cash out? $20. He's out longer than that.
Okay.
Wait. Cash app that he not out 4 weeks.
No. Mind your business, Book. He said he's gonna be out 1 week. Nobody's out 1 week for a concussion. Nobody sits out. Just
Troy Aikman was.
Sure they do.
Sure they do.
It's only your brain. It's only your brain. It's not your throwing hand.
Aikman called that concussion ASAP because he said, "Hey, I had plenty of those, so I know what that looks like."
That's another thing. I hate Aikman. I hate Aikman, the biggest Giant hater in the world. And he's on every fucking Giant game.
So biased.
I hate him.
He's so biased.
Yo, is there anything to even talk about the Jets? I mean,
they
lost.
We can.
They lost. I mean, did you think they
we can?
Wait. So, Steele, you're the Jets.
Yep. Oh,
it's back.
Put it on.
Look what's back.
It's back.
Yep. Listen. You guys played a very bad first half against the Falcons, in my opinion. You looked horrible. You started to make a little bit of a comeback, but you show that, like, you have a young rookie quarterback, right? You had the same problems that Giants fans had 2 years ago.
Let me correct you right quick, okay?
Yeah.
First of all, it was a bad football game from start to finish. And the only reason the game got interested in the second half is because of somebody from the NFL called over and made that phone call. Was like, listen, y'all need to slow down. We're trying to get our ratings up overseas. We got to make this game look interesting. Please slow down a little bit. Because that's exactly what they did. They slowed down. They gave the Jets opportunities that they didn't have in the first half. You watched that game? They was like, come on, here, guys, take this.
Atlanta had their best wide receivers out. You're getting a former Jet and Kyle Pitts, and you couldn't stop him.
Matt Ryan has literally walked through New York City and had his way. That's disgusting.
So that's
disgusting.
You know what? Well,
just think about that.
That was Kyle Pitts' coming out party right there.
Matt Ryan. Kyle Pitts is on one of my fantasy teams. Thank you, Kyle Pitts, for showing up.
And Lou, I used him in DraftKings this week too, Kyle Pitts.
Good move.
We should not be talking about no Jets. We shouldn't be talking about no Giants. We need to be talking about the Bills. Let's talk about a winning team.
Let's talk about
the New York team that's winning.
Let's talk about
how they messed up.
Hold on.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yo, that guy Allen looked great.
That was a great defensive game call.
Favorite quarterback is doing
Josh Allen.
Yo, Allen looks awesome, man. Like,
look at this play right here.
My fantasy quarterback. I mean, show the high hurdle play.
Look at this guy. First down.
We don't see anything.
He's doing it all.
We don't see anything.
Oh, I didn't play it?
Oh, I see Daniel Jones. That's all I was laughing at.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even play it. Hold on. You see that now?
Yes.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
My man, Josh Allen.
On
multiple occasions.
Wow.
Now they come.
Look at this guy.
Here goes Allen. He's going to take over. He hurdles and picks it.
Flipping the football.
Little difference between Daniel Jones and Josh Allen.
Hold on.
Josh Allen 6'5", 250.
Look
at Pat Mahomes. A word?
Y'all cheering that foolishness, but y'all mad at Daniel Jones. Shame on y'all.
Did he lead with a helmet? No.
He lead. Yo, you
plus, like I said,
look at that.
Josh Allen's 6'5", 250. Think about that, too.
So, like I said.
So, you're comparing that play
No, I'm not. It's not a comparison. We're talking about franchise quarterbacks. You don't want your quarterback doing things that are out of character. Now, that's
his character.
That is his character.
That's his character, Josh Allen.
So you won't tell me running that bootleg play wasn't in Daniel Jones's character? He wasn't doing that all season?
You know, I don't know if you noticed that Steele is talking and there's no words arriving out. I'm just getting a sickening feeling in my.
You're gonna leave the show. You're gonna make Steele leave the show, bro.
And here's the thing about the Bills this year.
Hold on, Lou. Am I lying, Lou? Tell the truth. Am I lying?
No, Josh Allen. But here's the thing.
That was a terrible call for third down and goal after running two plays, bro. Don't compare that play to what Josh Allen just did.
I'm talking about a sports play. We're talking. It's a sports show, right? We're talking sports, right? We're talking about what players do, right? We're talking about Daniel Jones has been doing all season, right? It was a bonehead call at that time, but however, it is a play that the man has been running successfully all season long. That's all
not in that situation.
It just listen. Chet
not in that situation. You know, when he gets his goal line runs, it's never a bootleg.
No, it's usually a little draw up the middle.
It's never a bootleg,
it's
bro.
Usually a draw up the middle.
What are you talking about?
But I'm just saying, he has been running that play. It's not a play that just came out of nowhere.
Right, he's run that play, but that's after passing the ball, throwing the screen, doing different things.
Two straight times.
They ran it 2 times unsuccessfully, and then follow it up with a bootleg on the opposite.
I'm I'm sorry, Boogie. I didn't cut you off. Please unfriend Joe Algieri. He sounds like a damn idiot.
Hold on. Joe Algieri is talking after that Colts game? After that
was
Colts
bad.
game?
Oh, that was
won. You had it won. And Lamar Jackson walked you down. So how dare you
were dominating that game with the Colts
and talk about my Giants?
Yo.
This is bad as the Jets. Are you kidding me?
You have to throw the Jets in there.
So here's the thing with the Bills this year. So let's go back to the Bills.
Yo, you had that kid Taylor just busting his tail out there trying to carry the team. And then what does Carson Wentz do? Give the game away. What does the defense of the Colts do? Give the game away. Looking just like the Jets. The Bills are the only team. They're the only team in New York.
The Bills
football.
The Bills are the best team in the
and here's the scary thing about the Bills. They have the top-rated defense in the NFL. And they're doing it without their best player producing in Diggs. Diggs is not having a good year so far.
Best team in the AFC right now?
Yeah. Absolutely.
LA
Chargers are second best.
I'm just saying.
Because they figured out how to do Kansas City. Now you're going to see every other team do this, playing two deep safeties, playing man-to-man underneath, and just rushing 3 or 4.
Here's the thing. The Bills, yes, the Chargers are a very good team.
Yes.
But when they go to the playoffs, are they going to beat a team like the Bills? Probably
Somebody
not.
shut Joe's mic off.
I don't think they're going to beat. I don't think anybody's beating the Bills. And listen, Pat Mahomes is in a corner right now, if you ask me, because nobody expected him to be 2-3 in the first 5 games
but that's not
season.
completely his fault.
Well, the defense sucks. The defense sucks the first one.
Horrible.
No, I know.
Horrible.
I'm aware of that, but
and now they have a running game.
Right, and they have no running game.
Hilaire's out 3 weeks.
But Hilaire wasn't good to begin with.
It
wasn't good. He's not that good. In my opinion, Hilaire is not that good.
Yo, the bottom
somebody better.
The bottom line, Kansas City defense can't stop a runny nose. Okay, so that's why they're losing.
Yeah.
All right.
Bottom line.
Sure. We almost did a half an hour on football. That's crazy. We got so much more to talk about. Let's talk about your man, Kyrie Irving.
Good.
Yo, I am so happy that the Knicks stay involved with this fella here, because this guy is full of drama. You know, it's one thing if this was an isolated situation. This is not an isolated situation. This guy always has something going on. So now they at first the Nets were making a situation where he could practice at least, right? But then they turned it into, you know what? I'm putting my foot down.
Good.
And you're not going to be able to play at all until you're able to play 100%. So they didn't necessarily say until you get your vaccination. They said until you're able to play. So either the mandate gets lifted or you get your vaccination, right? So then what does Kyrie do? He says, all right, I'm thinking about retiring.
Good.
Yo, if this was happening on this side of town, if he was a Knick and this was happening, do you know James Dolan, they'll be striking in front of the MSG trying to take James Dolan out of here like they did before Phil Jackson got hired? That would be the same chaos happening.
Yo, they've been trying to burn down Madison Square Garden.
I agree.
And the thing is, besides him, with the other guy on the West Coast, Wiggins, he got his shot this week.
You want to know why Wiggins? You want to know why Wiggins got his shot? Because Wiggins don't matter to basketball. If he didn't get a shot, Golden State would have like this.
Well, looks like the Nets are doing that too.
But
how does that affect their playoff run? Now, if Kyrie is essentially shut down for this season, and let's just say,
good.
Where do you place the Nets in the Eastern Conference now? Like,
me personally,
team still?
I still put them on top.
They're still a top 3.
I'm still put them on top.
Are they better than the Lakers, or now that they just completely not in the
they're definitely better than the Lakers.
Let's just stay on the East Coast. Let's just stay East Coast.
Yeah,
right?
they're still a top team.
I say until the Bucks lose.
We got a bold prediction. Joe says 6th place.
Yo, this is the same guy that said Atlanta was gonna beat them last year. Like, come on, man. He's the same guy that said Atlanta was a better team than the Nets was. We don't really listen to what he has to say.
To be fair, Atlanta advanced further in the playoffs than the Nets.
Yeah, but
that's only because they played an inexperienced Knick team.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, I understand Steele's point. I mean, Milwaukee's still good. I think that's will still be a top team,
right?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Here's the
They
thing.
got the best player in
better than the Nets now.
I can't express. I want to just express one thing, guys. I actually said this on one of our posts the other day that I thought that the Nets were afraid to deal with Kyrie because they were afraid. Listen, I came from a corporation, right? I was afraid that the Nets were afraid of getting a lawsuit from Kyrie, especially with all the things that have been happening, right? Last year, he took he took like 20 games worth of personal days, right? This year, he refused to get the vaccine. So here I am thinking as a sports fan that the Nets were afraid to deal with this because they were afraid that they would get sued or there would be a lawsuit by Kyrie for his human rights as a person. I am so glad that they are putting their foot down now because you are a professional basketball player. You are getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play a sport, to be an entertainer, to be one of the best on your team, and you're doing everything possible not to play. And it's embarrassing. I am so glad that he's not a Net.
And there was also a rumor out there earlier in the week, and I brought this up to Lou, that there was a rumor that they were thinking of going Kyrie for Ben Simmons straight up.
Yeah, but he already said that if he gets
that was the
early
part of the week.
See, this is the thing about the guy. Like, if I don't get my way, I'm gonna just take my basketball and leave. Like, that's basically what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a situation he don't want, he's out.
On that note, I think personally, the Nets are better off without him.
Yes,
I think the only downfall for the Nets last year was they never got that continuity that they needed. If they ever got on this court at the same time and were able to get that continuity, I think they would have been 100% better. Now you got James Harden starting to begin the season healthy. You got a healthy KD.
Right.
They're going to be awesome.
Their bench is better. Their bench is better than last year.
They're going to be awesome without Kyrie. And you know what? Kyrie has to realize they don't need him. He needs the Nets. To play in the NBA is a privilege. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not you have to. It's
not obligated that he
obligated.
Has to.
Exactly.
Obligation,
it's a privilege. And for him to take advantage of that privilege just because he can is bogus to me. I think he's whack for what he's doing.
Like I said,
I think what happens is that the Nets will pick up a serviceable point guard before the season starts.
Yeah,
pretty much.
There's guys out there that they can pick up because
there's guys will be there,
and I'm pretty sure they probably can make a trade. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting Ben Simmons. I don't know if that's the answer for them because I don't think they need a point guard.
I would love it if they were Irving straight up. I'd be like,
listen, I thought they were going to get Ben. I thought that's why Ben came back because I thought it was a trade that was looming. But when Kyrie came out and said, "If they trade me, I'm not going to play,"
Ben arrived back because that money. He said, "Yo, I want to get paid."
But I was thinking like they had something worked out for him. So they're like, listen, come back, get on the court a little bit so people see you, and then we can work this thing out. But I think Kyrie put a little stop gate to that right there.
Yo, real quick, to just say what Jerome says, like Kyrie lost his passion for the game. I don't even think that he lost his passion for the game. I think he's just too distracted with everything else that's not basketball right
now. But that's losing passion for the game. Because there was an interview I had watched it earlier. Basically, he's saying, I'm good with my life outside of basketball. So right now, I don't care what nobody says about me. I'm basically, you know what I'm saying, I'll try to do what I can for my craft, but basketball doesn't define me, basically. You know, I appreciate the what's the word? I appreciate the opportunity to be able to play basketball, whatever, but this is not my life. You know what I'm saying? Basically, is what he's saying. So, like he said, I think he's checking out. You know what I'm saying? If it's not the perfect storm for him, he's just saying, "Oh, I'm out." You know
I think the worst person involved in all this is Steve Nash.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of game play is he going to make? You know, is he going to play 30 games? Is he going to play 50 games? Is he going to play no games?
Well, now he's not going to play no games.
And it's crazy because Kyrie on the court does make a big difference.
He does.
Right? It makes a big difference. So, and I feel bad for Net fans. I feel bad for Net fans because you guys were all going crazy when you got Kyrie and you had KD, and now listen. Kyrie Irving is a mental case.
Listen, the Nets are getting a taste of what the Knicks get all the time. When we sign a big-time guy or when we sign somebody that's probably over the hill, and that's all we got. You know what I mean? So now we're finally doing it the right way, you know, and, you know, they're getting that Nick Luck right now.
I think the best. I mean, he is a good player, but in any sport, if you don't have your head in the game, and I don't think Kyrie had his head in the game for the last couple of years, he's the ball handling skills. He can do everything on the court, but if your mind is not in the game, bro, you're not beneficial to the team.
And you know what the sick part is? What was the crazy stat that he had last year? Didn't he go 40, 50, 90 on a year that he was kind of crazy, right? 40, 50, 90? Like, can you imagine if he was focused on basketball?
Like
That's
Damon
the
said,
sick part.
He's a mental case with power.
100% he is.
He's right. Because you know why? He's the one, he's the reason why Kevin Durant even arrived there, right? So now here's Kevin Durant saying, man, like, this guy's tripping. I'm here because of him. And now I got to save face because I already said the Knicks is whack. I already said the Knicks is corny. So now we look at corny over here because the guy that I decided I wanted to team up with and try to win a championship is tripping. You know what I'm saying? So now Kyrie is like, hey, I mean, it is what it is. This is how I feel, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like David said, he got the power, but he just does whatever he wants.
Maybe it's a Kevin Durant thing. Kevin Durant had trouble with Russell Westbrook with the Thunder. Kevin Durant had trouble with Draymond Green with the Warriors. Now maybe it's KD. Maybe KD's just toxic.
Or how about
KD?
Other
people not want to play.
Or how about KD relates with Kyrie, and that's why they wanted to play on the same team.
Or that too. I don't know.
Listen,
I'm not. If you're a Nets fan, I feel bad for you because you're going to do really well this year. And
that's
what's going to happen is with the Nets is that if the Nets don't win, it's going to be because Kyrie wasn't 100% in the head. That's what's going to happen.
Before we go any further. Did he say it's Kevin Durant? How is it Kevin Durant's fault? How? Kevin Durant is the quietest. He's the silent assassin. He doesn't talk.
I was making a joke, saying that maybe he's a toxic. Maybe I'm not saying it. No, I was making a joke.
I thought you were serious.
No, because Kevin Durant's had trouble with at least one person on every team he's been on.
Okay,
so
that's
but he technically hasn't had a problem with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is just the problem all by itself.
No, I know that. I'm saying I was joking, saying that maybe Kevin Durant's bad vibe.
You had me a little nervous.
Right? Yeah.
A little nervous.
And look, Kyrie Irving's actions got the Lakers fans even more confident this year because they were already confident. Because they got Russell Westbrook, which was a key addition, even though he's leading the preseason in turnovers. And they asked him that. They asked him that. I got this from my cousin Kyrie. Told me he said that he saw Russell Westbrook they interviewed him like, hey, what's up with all these turnovers? He said, yo, this don't count. You know what I'm saying? Like, this don't count. It don't matter. He said, I'll throw as many turnovers as I want. So I just hope that he doesn't become toxic with that team because that team has a lot of age. That team has a lot of injury-prone stuff happening over there, but they have all the talent in the world. So, I mean, I hope that they don't turn into the massacre that's happening in Brooklyn right now. So, because we already see what happened to them last year. They got injuries, bad injuries.
They'll be in the infirmary ward the whole time.
They had bad injuries at the wrong time, and then that took them out of contention. And then the Nets, obviously, they had their injuries as well last year. So now this was supposed to be the year that both teams was going to attack this season and do what they were supposed to do last year, healthy. And now here's Kyrie. Nah, I'm good.
Like I said, I can't say the words I want to say because it's a national show, I say. But Kyrie is a real sucker for what he's doing. That's all I'm saying. Like, that is like, you don't. That's like me, you, and Lou. We're going to bowl, right? Let's go. We're going to bring a team. And then Boog is like, I don't really feel like bowling right now. Like, what?
Right, in the middle of us bowling, like during game one, Boogie goes, nah, I'm not going to bowl anymore.
You know what? Take my blind. There's no stuff here. Yeah. I'm good.
Right. We about to get this championship. No,
I'm okay with the second place finish. I'm okay with that.
Who does that?
Oh, guys, I forgot. We skipped something in the football session. We skipped Gruden.
Oh yeah,
yes.
We skipped the Gruden situation, man.
I got an opposite take. Well, go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
All right,
I want to hear that.
If anybody doesn't know the situation, Gruden, the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, has been let go because they found emails of racism, discrimination.
Technically, he resigned.
Right,
technically he
resigned, but he was let go. Right. So what does this say about somebody? Listen, Gruden signed a 10-year deal with this franchise.
He moved them to Vegas.
Moved them right.
Had a whole plan set up.
And you know what? They got off to a good start, 3-2. They started off the year 3-0,
but was being a scumbag behind the scenes.
Right, and it's just crazy because it's one of those things where you don't know who people really are, right? And this is the type of person that is allowed to be in professional football.
Right. Did you hear what Keyshawn Johnson had to say about him?
I heard him this morning.
Yep.
There's a little excerpt here.
When I was playing, I didn't say anything. Stephen A. remember when I was deactivated from the team and essentially sent home for 6-7 weeks. I didn't say anything. I said, "Hey, I'm happy. I won a Super Bowl. I had my time. It's time to move on." I didn't get into it. I let everybody else just say what they say. And then I finally said, "Man, this dude is a fraud. Y'all don't seem to understand. He's selling you on something and you're buying it. He's been doing that for years." And whether it was he's an excellent quarterback coach, whether he won the Super Bowl, which I'm grateful and thankful that he came in at a time and injected some energy into us so we can get over the hump that year and win the Super Bowl. But it's the talking behind people's back. Yeah. That was one of his traits.
There you go.
In Tampa. Everything, Stephen A., I love you, Molly, you're great. But as soon as I go around the corner, I can't stand them, what's and this, that, and the other. I got to get it. He was doing that a lot. And you know how assistant coaches are. Assistant coaches have to feed their family, so they're not going to say nothing. But they'll tell you on the side,
that's right.
Hey, dude, this dude here is a bad guy. And I always try to tell him.
Crazy.
Bro, Keyshawn is saying he's a bad guy and he won a Super Bowl.
Listen, first of
so
all,
what does that say?
He's been saying that for a while. So I can't even say, oh, he's double talking like the rest of these NFL guys is doing. To me, the whole thing is fugazi. First of all, it's just amazing to me how all these emails and stuff come out when Washington is being investigated by the feds. Second thing is, those emails are not one way. And that's why I hate the NFL. Whoever he was sending those emails to either had to okay it. Because if they wasn't, they would be like, "Listen, John, no, this is not cool."
He wouldn't keep sending it because they would stop responding.
If I'm not mistaken,
if
I'm not mistaken, they said they have other names that's in implications.
Yes,
of
they haven't said it.
So they just haven't revealed it yet. So right now, he's the lead guy that they're taking down.
Him and Bruce
there's
Allen.
Other people.
Yeah, Bruce Allen's the other big name they called into that.
There's other people that's involved in this.
But
and this is a span of 10 years at least.
The commissioner has a thing for he wanted him bad.
He was part of the ranting that was happening.
Right.
He was waiting to get all these emails to get him out.
With the team, Las Vegas Raiders, is the fact that when it was, and this is not pointing the finger at nothing, but when it was just the racist terms, it was like, they was probably just going to suspend him. And the league was like, oh no, we want him out of here. So they threw all the other emails and then threw him under the bus. He should have been out of here, first of all, for just those disrespectful racist chants he was doing.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: the NFL and history, and I was talking to one of my friends today about it. We've all fallen guilty about saying some things that we shouldn't say to some people that we shouldn't say it to. But we in the midst of a conversation, so no one should act like, oh, they're so clean. The stuff he was saying was out of line, but he was talking. He was just talking to somebody that was out of line too. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm not pointing the finger just at him. If we're gonna throw him under the bus, I want everybody under that bus. I want that.
That's what they want to do.
Apparently, that's what they're trying to do.
Because, like I said, so you'll watch it like I was. He was sitting there calling women the C word, the P word. He's calling out the blacks. He's calling out the gay people. He's calling out the Hispanics. He was calling everybody.
He's an equal opportunity hater. And listen, I'm not. Listen. If he was able, and this is that old school mentality, if he's able to do his job and all that stuff stayed on the side and nobody really knew about it, no one would say a word. All right. Yeah. And also,
you saw what Keyshawn said. Like the assistant coaches on it was butting their lips because he's feeding them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Hey. You know what? NFL wasn't saying nothing. They knew about all that stuff. but he's the man. You don't throw $100 million at somebody that's doing that type of stuff, and you're not okay with it. Come on now.
And you don't think the owner knows about it.
Come on, he knows about it.
Oh,
that's his good friend.
That. They look the other way on that.
And
let's be honest.
And that's our problem with the NFL. Like, we love the game. We're all diehard football fans. We love our team. But the NFL is dirty and stinking and rotten. Until they fix that core problem, we're going to have the John Grudens over and over and over and over again. Yes. And it's getting old. I'm tired of even hearing the conversation. Like, 2011? We're talking, this is 2000.
They're going back further than that, Steele. They said they found emails like 2008 and 2009.
But right. Again, whoever look, if I send Lou a text right now saying, Lou, you're a bleeping bleep bleep. And Lou says,
I'm blasting you right now.
Right now. You're not wasting no time with it. You're not waiting no 10, 11, 12, 13 years.
I mean, as a personal part myself, I have friends like you guys, African-American. I have some of my best friends that are Spanish. Friends of mine that are women. You never sit there and talk dirt down to people like that. That's, first of all, that's rude. That's first and foremost. Second, they come out and bite you in the you-know-where.
There you go.
Okay? Right. Yeah, like I said, I would never use use the N-word, the C-word, anything like that. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
What's crazy about all this, too, is that you would think, as someone who is at a professional sports level, right, that you know that anything that you say is going to come back and bite you in a negative way.
And then have it written down where it
and then have the proof. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Like listen, let's say I was a professional football player, right? And I'm hanging out with you guys.
That'd be hilarious, first off.
Right. First off, I'd be a great tight end or defensive lineman.
Anyway. Whoa.
So not like that, you weirdo.
Can we roll a rising game? Hey, Boogie, can we get him off on that one?
So listen. If I was gonna vent to somebody about a player, I would vent to my friends, obviously. You don't vent or say things derogatory or racist, especially written down on the professional level in emails. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well.
It rhymes with bunt.
What's the C word?
Rhymes with
C word.
Hey, Lou.
Yeah.
I think Herm Edwards said it years ago. Just don't press send.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Think whatever you
see what Damon
want.
wrote? The problem is people think Power and Wolf makes them invisible.
Oh, man, he's 100 million% correct.
Yeah. Damon's right.
Listen, listen. Before the 2000s, it did. But now through social media and all this stuff, everything is true. You can't hide anything.
Yep.
Different time, and everyone's got to understand that. That's why like when the first gay offensive lineman came out
on the Raiders.
On
the Raiders.
On the Raiders. Right. Exactly.
So I wonder what he was saying behind his back.
Right. But listen. My thing is this.
It is what he said about Michael Sam. He said Michael Sam should not be in the NFL when he got drafted way back a couple of years ago with the Rams.
Truth be told, Michael Sam shouldn't have been in the NFL. He wasn't a good player. All right. He was a good college player, but he wasn't ready for the NFL. He got through because he used that. But anyway, that's another conversation.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Right? But this is my thing. John, I don't know. We don't know. He could have been changing his ways. We don't know that. He could have been changing because he's an old school guy. He's an old school dirtbag. But old school dirtbags, if they want to learn, they can learn. Listen, I'm going to give you a really short story. I knew a guy from Mississippi I met him years ago. I don't even know why I met him. But he had never seen a black man in his life where he was from Mississippi. He's from a little small town. And he said the N-word like we say, Snicker bars or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I don't say Snicker bars.
Whatever. I just couldn't think of a good word. But I'm just saying, that's all he knew.
Like water.
Like water. But when I got to know him, he was such a cool dude. He just didn't know better. So maybe after time, maybe John Gruden can learn something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? People are learning. People are evolving.
Don't people get worse with age, though? Don't they get worse with age?
Yeah, they say whatever's on their mind.
Right. No, listen.
Like, look at Steele. He says whatever's on his mind. So
exactly what Damon said, though, right? Was that they think that they're above everybody, especially like someone like Gruden, somebody like Gruden, who he won a Super Bowl. Right, he's been around in the NFL a very, very long time, and he probably walks around Like he owns the place.
He does.
So,
well, he does own the place because the owner made it that way.
Right.
Listen, There was
bro. He had a skit telling youngsters what to do in the league, bro.
But Keyshawn Johnson said that this was happening also in Tampa Bay in 2003.
Probably before that.
I've been listening to Keyshawn for a while. Keyshawn has never talked good about. He always said he was a good coach, but he always said he was a bad person. He's always said it.
And now that's being consistent to now.
Right, and
people didn't believe him.
Nope.
Right.
Matter of fact, they try to label Keyshawn as being a bad guy.
Yes.
Right.
Right. He was the cancer. He was this. He was that. Remember that?
Not for nothing. Gruden is all the way up here, right? And Keyshawn Johnson's talking bad about him. So people are like, "What the hell are they talking about? Gruden's amazing." And then now this comes out, and now it's going the other way, right?
They was molding that guy to be like the next Madden. I swear, if he was able to take that Raiders team to the Super Bowl and all that stuff, he would have been the next face of the NFL. Yeah, it's over now. But I'm just saying, they was grooming that guy to be that. He was Mr. Monday Night.
They didn't fully vet him because all this stuff going on, you can't have him being a face of anything.
I just want to know why it took 10 years for stuff like this to come out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
he pissed the wrong person off, bro. And I'm telling you, like something like this doesn't just happen overnight. You know, like this is something that was already sitting there, and he pushed the wrong button. He went too far.
This was somebody, right? This was somebody who he wasn't feeding. You know,
right?
And they said, what do I have to lose on this?
Right there.
Washington was them feds ran up in the spot over there in Washington, and they was like, "Listen, guys, I got a little juicy scoop for y'all."
Hey, you guys want to see this email I got from Gruden 10 years ago?
Come on, let's
find this interesting.
Or it could have been somebody who retired from the organization and who hated him and was just like, "All right." What do I have to lose now?
Yeah, probably had an argument with him. Said, "What are you gonna do about it?" I'm John Gruden. You know what I'm saying? And then
and
I can say the biggest person who get in trouble in Washington. You ever think about this? Is Daniel Snyder? You don't think he might know anything about this?
I think Daniel Snyder want to throw him under the bus. Personally.
I think so too.
I think he's the one. He's like, he got a lot of heat coming on. He's like, he was trying to pass on some of that heat because they don't make no sense that his name. It should have been same thing with the NBA. All those guys that was doing the Medicaid fraud, how all those names came out at one time. Said? What's up?
The Kevin Hart tweets. That was good.
Why did it take 10 years for Kevin Hart tweets to come out? The Oscars.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but like I said, remember all those guys got indicted at the same time with the NBA. Big Baby Davis and all those guys.
Oh, another scandal, right? Exactly.
Yeah, but they had a group of them. It's like,
but I guarantee you, half of them didn't even know what was going on. I guarantee
they didn't. But you know
half
what?
Of them didn't know, but
they all got. Listen, that
it's
happens
like
all the
Bernie
time.
Madoff scheme. Like half of them didn't know what was happening.
Yep.
Right?
Listen, but it is what it is. Yep. This should have been laid out the same way. The NFL made him the scapegoat, and I hate him. Just like they made, hate to say it, how they made Kaepernick the scapegoat for that era. No, it was other guys doing it, but Cap took the brunt of it because he got out in front of it. Another conversation for another time. But they always point the finger at one person. They need to chop the
heads.
Go ahead.
I won't say it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to say
chop
it.
Chop the heads off.
No. Boogie, you don't get me. Need to chop and call it a day. You see, look, Boog, I'm learning. You see that? You see how
so apparently we all are learning here today. It's all right.
All right. But again, I feel sorry for that team, honestly, because it was playing well.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Say, chop the cranium off.
Yo, appreciate it. I was looking for a word. I couldn't think of it, but I wasn't going to say the other word. I'll tell you that word.
All right, we down to the last 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying, and we're gonna give this opportunity for I think definitely Lou and Steele. You guys can start venting now because it was because we didn't get a chance to touch on the situation here, but there was a lot of shade being thrown at the Mets, and you guys had a very, very short playoff run. I go on Facebook, I see things like this, right? So I want to know. What was the exit that you guys got off of? Because it was a very short ride, normal.
Lou, I'm real quick with it. See, you got the bus going to another exit. The bus actually should be on those white lines going right behind the Mets. That's how fast that exit was. I'm embarrassed. But go ahead, Luca. I know you got way more to say.
They even got Mets suck on the bumper. Like, come on. Like, is that necessary?
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, this season has been a very big.
He said Mets 11A, Yankees 11B.
This season, as a Yankee fan, I have to admit, has probably been one of the most roller coaster up and down seasons that I've experienced as a Yankee fan in a while. Okay, and the reason for that is because we started off super slow. We were a 500 baseball team at the All-Star break. I thought the team should have sold. All of a sudden, they get some bullpen pitching. They get some lefty hitters. We start making a run. We start looking like a potential playoff team. I'm getting pumped up. We wind up sweeping the Rays once. We wind up sweeping the Red Sox once. And we've been playing great at Fenway Park this year. And it looked like that we were going to okay, you know what? It's time for us that we're going to be able to compete. And as soon as Bogarts hit that home run, I knew that game was over. And that's the reason why I didn't want to come on the show last week, was because I didn't want to fucking jinx them. I didn't want to jinx them. And I wound up, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Right. Boom.
You know, I'm sorry, Lou.
Go ahead.
Thing. I just want to say this. Can we finally say Glaber is overrated? Can we say that?
This year especially.
No, but see, in fairness to that, they had him out of position majority of the season.
Listen,
the guy improved. The whole team improved defensively when they put him back where he belongs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen,
like,
they got rid of
that.
In my opinion, they got rid of Didi because they thought they had Torres. They thought he was going to be the heir apparent. And Sanchez is a average.
How's that Gallo signing?
Yeah, the game was over when the Yankee lineup came up. When you saw your 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters of Gardner, Urshela, Hishigawa, and Danny Velasquez.
Yeah, but I like Velasquez. I like Velasquez.
Listen, I don't have a problem.
But this is my
that
thing.
was a 4 easy after got one hit between the four of them.
And
one
hit.
hit.
You guys are improving, bro. Like Sanchez, bro, he's not improving.
Sanchez is gone.
And the guy that you guys killed the most, Stanton. He always shows up at big games. He did everything he possibly could to win, bro.
No, he did.
And y'all kill him all the time.
We talked about that.
I've been saying I've been saying all year I love Stan. I even said last year, I told you that he proved himself to be a Yankee last year when he hit 5 home runs in 6 games for us in the playoffs.
Bro, he was doing his thing. And I'm just saying,
this is my question.
And then nobody wants to give the blame to Garrett
and
Cole.
by the way,
Garrett
nice
Cole.
also by Stanton on that so-called home run single that he just stood there and watched.
Listen.
He thought it was gone, but you got to run.
Everybody thought that ball was gone. Come on.
Yeah, but as a professional, and this is not your first time playing at Fenway. You know that Green Monster's there. You just run out anything. Run out anything.
How about this? How about the third base coach? Let's talk about
third base coach.
Whoa,
he's the GOAT of the game, right?
No, listen, that is the biggest problem. Not him not running it out.
No, Boogie. He's at to go to the game. The go to the game is the $300 million pitcher that can't get out of the second inning.
This is my thing because we all both our teams are bad. But Lou, Boog, this is my question. What does the Yankees do with Judge?
You keep him.
You see, this is my thing. Yeah, he's getting up in age. Yeah, you can't really build a team around him per se because he's not young enough, but he's the face. He's the only guy consistent. You saw when he's finally healthy what kind of season he could put together. But the problem is, when he gets older, is he going to maintain health? As a young player, he wasn't healthy. So as you get older, can you really give him a long contract and expect him to be healthy the whole time? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
You trade him and get pitching because that's what the Yankees need.
Anybody would sign Judge. So you legitimately could get anything for him. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, understand. Judge's injuries to me wasn't like Stanton's injuries. His was I think he hurt his wrist diving for. So this is a baseball play. No, anybody could hurt his wrist. I think he hurt his finger. He pulled his oblique. This is baseball injuries. It's not like he's like injury prone. Like,
but it happens every year outside of this
year. And it
year.
usually happens
every
to
year,
taller individuals in general. It happens to bigger people. So, and he's a 6'7", 260-pound machine.
But my thing is, I hear a lot of these contracts go out there, and we're just talking here, guys. Why they can't sign them to a 5-year? Why does it have to be this 7?
Because these are what these players are asking for. They want longevity. Right. They want security. They don't want to sit here and have to go through free agency all over again.
Honestly,
especially when they're older. Because what is he, 31?
He's 30.
He's 30?
30.
No, he's 31.
30. He's 31. That's what I thought.
He's 31 next year.
So if you give him a 5-year contract, he's going to be 36. Now, 36, and he's probably going to have some injuries in between there. He knows that this is going to be his last contract if he signs a 5-year deal. So he said, yo, give me a 7. So now when I'm 38, I expect to get a 1-year deal or retire. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys want these 10-year deals. Like, and what's crazy is, it sounds crazy, but the organization saves when they sign these long deals, because at the end of the day, when there's no cap in baseball, right? Numbers keep going up higher. So now with
the luxury tax,
inflation, you're gonna really at the end of the day end up getting a guy for a bargain if he's that type of player to get that kind of contract. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the guy on the Padres?
Machado or Tatis?
No, Tatis, right? Now you gave him a long contract, right? He's really young, right? But so you got his whole prime years already tied up already. So you good. So he could probably improve even better, and you still don't have to pay extra for him. You understand? So that's the other plus and minus of doing.
Yeah, but we can't do that with Judge, obviously, because he's on the other side of the age.
You can't give him a 7,
I think I would hope they're able to give him like maybe a 5-year deal with 6-year option player.
If he'll take it, because you got to understand, there's other teams that'll probably give him whatever he asks for.
There'll probably teams that'll give him more.
They'll give him whatever he asks for. Because
I know it's old school of me, but I really think Judge wants to be a Yankee.
Probably
I think he does too.
Probably so.
Listen, I honestly think that the Yankees want to make Judge the captain. In my opinion, I really think that they. But
thing is, he's just not the leader. No, he's not like leader like vocally.
But here's the thing, though. He is the face of the franchise right now.
Yes.
He is 100% the face of the franchise. He's been a Yankee his entire life, but besides coming from Oakland when we got him in the minor leagues, which doesn't really count, he's the face of the franchise. I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees offer him a $7-8 million deal, because you know what they're going to 7 or 8 year deal, because what they're going to probably do is if they do that, they'll make him a captain, because the last captain we've had was Jeter.
Yeah, but see, making him a captain doesn't justify the money. Like, look what happened with Robinson Cano. You gave him a long contract, right? And look what happened.
And we're stuck with him next year.
You ended up trading him. You ended up finding somebody finally, because Seattle is a whipping boy of the league. So finally, somebody was stupid enough to take the contract, right? So that's what happens when you give guys long contracts when they might not deserve it.
So here's the better question on his side. Who's your manager next year?
Boone. I think they're going to keep Boone. They're going to keep Boone.
Boone's the manager.
They're going to keep Boone.
That'd be the biggest mistake.
Because he hasn't improved players, blah, blah, blah. But you got to understand, he's a yes man. This is an analytical team. So he's doing everything that they asked for.
Well, here we go with the analytics. The worst thing that can happen to sports, analytics.
But here's the thing, though, is that Boone isn't making 85% of these calls. This is upstairs telling him what he should be doing.
And that's why they were talking about Cashman, but Cashman ain't going nowhere, bro.
Cashman's not going nowhere, and Boone's not going. Guess what?
As much as I think he should be, he's not going anywhere.
They was expecting for Torres to step up. They was expecting Sanchez to step up. DJ had an off season.
DJ was hurt most of the season, like Damon said.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So these players are the reason why the Yankees didn't have the season that they had. I mean, that's just obvious.
Yo, you want to know why they keep having the season they haven't? I'm gonna tell you why. They're living in the past, bro. You cannot have a complete power lineup and these stage of times, because I don't know if you noticed, but the teams that win are the teams that know how or have the ability to play small baseball.
When did the Yankees go on a winning streak? When they had those all those players was hurt, and we had to call up all those guys, and we was playing situational baseball, hitting the ball all over the field, and that's when we were winning.
But now when everybody's swinging for the fences, guys, you're gonna pop up. You're gonna strike out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna happen when you got guys on base.
The Yankees have not evolved. You can't, and I said this on the page. You can't throw a check at everything. Right. You can't do it. This is not how baseball.
Well, at least if you're gonna throw a check at stuff that's gonna be reasonable for your team.
Plus, you need pitching.
Not just
you need pitching.
If you look at I understand what you're saying. Our pitching wasn't that bad this year. Our pitching was pretty decent.
The pitching was surprising from what you expected because you had two guys who didn't pitch prior. You know what I'm saying? And Kluber and
then your $300 million man down the stretch had an ERA of about $9 million.
That sticky stuff thing that really affected Garrett Cole. You know what I'm saying? That I think it affected Chapman more.
It did affect Chapman.
Because that other guy will be gone. I think
this shit almost useless after they did the sticky stuff.
I think he'll be gone too.
Again, is that their fault? This is something these guys have been using damn near their whole career. And all of a sudden, hey, we're just going to take this away from you guys.
Do you want to know do you guys want to know something real quick, though? Do you guys know when the last time the Yankees won the division was?
I think it was 08, 09, something like that.
It was 2012 that the Yankees have won, right?
Okay.
2012. So think about this thing now. The Yankees are supposed to be always a contender in the AL East, right? Always, no matter what. They're the Yankees.
Go to the playoffs all the time, so yeah.
Right. We're going to, but the problem is that we're not beating teams in our division to skip this wild card game because we're not giving ourselves a chance at playing 5-game series or 7-game series baseball.
Because the guys in your division are playing situational baseball.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So you're falling in love with the short porch, and then and then you didn't even do that. You didn't even attack that.
A $60 million salary, winning 100 games a year, compared to the New York Yankees that have a $220 million salary, and they're losing in the first game of the playoffs. What does that show? It shows there's some no names on the Rays that you haven't even heard of before that are making a better impact for their organization than anybody that you know that's an all-star on the Yankees. It comes down to the office. It comes down to what are the fucking Rays doing that we're not doing?
Let me tell you something. The Yankees.
Sorry for cursing.
The Yankees' problem is the Yankees. Oh, I think Boogie or Lou said it. They're living in the past.
They are.
They have to catch up. They have to catch up to what's going on right now. And learn from Tampa Bay, learn from the Giants, learn from these teams that are playing small ball and winning games.
And the Giants are using an aged lineup, and they're still doing what they do.
Oh, God,
there's a lot of seasoned salt out on the field with the Giants, man.
Then you got the cheating Astros out there still doing what they got. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
so
I don't know if New York is too high up on the horse, but we got to do something, bro.
I know there was a meme going out, like they had all the I think True New York Sports Instagram posted it. Like all the New York team. New York hasn't won anything in so long. You know what I'm saying? As a whole. You know what I'm saying? We haven't won nothing.
Yo, know what New York is? New York is that dude that got a 300 in 1999 and still, I got bowled my trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that was 20 years ago. Like, who cares? Like, come on, bro. Like, we got to do something. We all got to become Bills fans, I guess. I don't know.
The Bills right now look like our best opportunity. And like I said, I'm enjoying Knicks basketball, even though I know we're not winning the championship, but I'm enjoying Knicks basketball. But the Bills are the best option right now.
Before we go anywhere, I cannot lie. That Knicks lineup looks pretty awesome.
It's fun.
It looks pretty awesome. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that today, but it's fun. Like the team is fun.
Let me just say one more thing about the Yankees too, by the way. When the Yankees went on that stretch in 96, 98, 99, 2000, in 1996, oh my God, it sounds like Doc Cummings. Oh!
That's 300 20 years ago.
Is it like Doc Cummings? Let me ask you guys, how many players on the 1996 Yankees do you think batted over 300?
That's a good question. Probably none.
Whoa, we mean probably. Chet, you're supposed to be the guru. You're supposed to give him the answer.
How many New York Yankees in 1996 batted over 300, playing over 100 games?
I'm going to the Google. Do I have time?
I'm gonna sit there. Let's say 96. So their roster was Jeter was right around 300. He went over 300. Bernie, I say none. I know, like I said, there was that many.
Five.
Hey, guy, we do have
batted over 300 in 1996 for the Yankees. The highest batting average for us this year was Judge at 287, followed by Stanton with 273. Now, here's the problem: is
Guy
that
wants to talk about his Islanders.
Well, look, here's the thing. I mean, your leading batter in the AL was on like 310.
No, I know. I'm aware. I know that. But that doesn't mean that the Yankees can't have people that are batting 280, 290 to at least get on base to score runs.
But what's that guy? The guy that's on Seattle. And they're not going to re-sign him. He's like one of those high batting average guys. What's his name? No. I forget his name. Come on, gurus. He's on Seattle. They're guy. Where's Frank Monagoras when you need him?
Yeah, right.
I forgot the kid's name, but he's about to be a free agent. He's about to be a free agent.
That's
what you go after him?
Jeez.
He said just that I mentioned it. Yo, y'all, while you guys look for that guy, I have to admit I'm not an Islanders fan. I'm a Rangers fan. My Rangers didn't make the moves that I thought we was gonna make, but your Islanders did. All right, so your Islanders are looking like they're gonna make a splash this season, and I think that you guys, and the new arena by my home. So I think you guys are gonna do amazing this year. All my Rangers did was pick up 2 enforcers. That's all they did. They did nothing else.
And one of them is already hurt.
Exactly. So there you go. There's your hockey talk before we lose everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next week, now the jersey will be on next week, just for the hockey fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hockey starts in next week.
Tonight? No, it starts tonight.
Oh, it's tonight.
Pittsburgh's playing Tampa now, and
no. Basketball starts next week.
Basketball starts next week.
Yep.
Hockey starts tonight.
Yep. Rangers are on tomorrow. Isles are Thursday.
So Rangers on tomorrow. So that's all we need to know.
Right. That's all we need to know.
All right, guys. We are past 8 o'clock. We definitely got a whole lot of information in this 1 hour. We don't want to bore our listeners by going 2 hours, so let's end it here.
No, wait. Before you say anything else.
Okay.
The Jets can't win or they can't lose this week.
Because they got a bye week.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jets.
Thank you, Lonnie.
Yeah, listen, we at least, you got a nice after last week in London and the last couple of games for the Jets. You guys need a break. You guys need a break. So I don't blame you. But let's go Dodgers. Any team from the ALCS can kiss my ass.
Let's go South.
So guys, whoever's gambling, don't bet the Dodgers because you just heard it here first.
And what was that predicting for the World Series, right?
So Red
Sox Dodgers. I'm done already.
No, I said at the beginning of I said earlier in the year, I said it was going to be Dodgers Astros. I said Dodgers Astros.
I said last week Dodgers Red Sox
are definitely not going to make it.
No, one of them stupid AL team, Red Sox or Astros will make it. Anyways, this broadcast brought to you by 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Get your automotive stuff done at 106th Street Tire and Wheel in Corona, New York. Thank you guys once again for coming onto the show. We will be here again next Tuesday. And until then, guys, have a good weekend. We'll talk more football.
Right,
we'll talk hockey.
We'll
talk all that good stuff. So
you turn my mic off when you start talking hockey.
Thursday, guy.
Yeah.
You guys have a good rest of your week.
Peace.